And good afternoon. Welcome to Today to Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with Keith Fustel. We have a big show to get to as we kick off the final week of the Preakness meet here at Pimlico. A monster carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6. We'll get to all that. It's a little shy of 200,000. That starts in race 3, but real quick, well, there it is. Okay, 198,373 for the Pick 6. We'll get to all that. That starts in race 3 today, but real quick, we have to thank all the racing fans for a record-setting Preakness weekend last weekend. Black-Eyed Susan Day, record handle, record attendance. They bet over $22 million on Black-Eyed Susan. Congratulations to Point of Honor, Black-Eyed Susan, stakes winner and all her connections, and tenfold won the Pimlico Special that day. And then you had War of Will, Up the Rail with Tyler Gaffleone, a win Preakness 144 for trainer Mark Cassidy. Congratulations to all the connections. Thanks to all the fans.
Yes.
How was your Black-Eyed Susan and Preakness Day perspective from the roof?
From the roof up to everything went pretty smooth. We were good all the way through both cards, calling the charts. You know, we have some obstacles out there with the tents and everything,
Sure.
so we had to adjust some within our points of call. But all in all, good racing all the way throughout. Glad, Bill and I got through it okay. Our Tom Rentz, our supervisor, came into town, and really no real hiccups.
That was the scenery out in the infield. So, all right.
I've got reports that it was a record weekend.
All right.
That's all I can tell you.
So thanks to all our racing fans for making Black-Eyed Susan Day and Preakness Day epic last weekend here at Pimlico. So that's over. Here we go. Let's show you that big number one more time. The carryover in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. They went after it Saturday, and there was no one to take it down all by himself. I think it paid multiple winning tickets. I think it paid a little over $8,600 last Saturday. So there's the carryover, over 198,000. Starts in race 3 today on the 8-race program. I have a ticket. Tim Tulloch has a ticket. You can check out our tickets on the Pimlico.com website underneath the handicapping section. So that's going to be well played today. Race 3 is wide open. I go 5 deep in that race. That's that maiden 25 filly and mare going long on the turf. I look for a couple prices now. You have a Lynn Ashby Seville filly in there at a decent price with blinkers on. Trey Pons, you have a video spotlight on that filly. So we have race 3 covered well for you to kick off that pick 6. Let's show you what we have going on this week. We have a 5-day race weekend today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and we finish it off with a special holiday edition live racing Memorial Day, Monday, May 27th here at Pimlico. Now, if they don't hit the pick 6 before then, we'll have a big monster mandatory payout maybe in that Rainbow Pick 6. If it carries over till Monday, that could get upwards of $1 million.
Certainly. I think we'll be right around that number, but sure would be nice to take it down. I'd like to take it down today if we could.
Sure, they'll put 100, 200,000 into it.
It would work
today. So let's get right to it. Let's show you a picture of the main track and the turf. We're fast and firm, beautiful weather this afternoon here at Pimlico. What are we in the 70s, mostly partly sunny? There you go, 70s, sunny, fast and firm. First race post time is 1:10. Let's get right to it. Race 1
Let's go.
We'll kick off the popular early pick 5. That's a mandatory payout on the early pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout. That starts in race 1 today, the early pick 5. No super high 5. The super high 5, that will start in race 3 today. So the race 1 starts the early pick 5. We're going a mile and a 16th on the firm turf, claiming claiming price is $12,500, 3-year-olds and upward. I go with the 1 Speed Game on top for the red-hot trainer, Jamie Ness. He's 8 for 16 here at the meet. He's the leading trainer. You have the 1 Speed Game on top. Trevor McCarthy rides this 5-year-old, and you have a stat here for trainer Jamie Ness.
Yeah, improved fig since being transferred into the barn of Jamie Ness. And here you go. Here's a little stat. Speed Game, a winner off the layoff. Well, how about this little stat? Ness, last 5 years, turf routes, 6 for 9, 67%, second off a layoff following a win. That's what you're going to get today. The ROI, pretty good there, 344. Speed Game, tactical against this group. That stat just speaks volumes of what this trainer can do, second off a layoff following a win. I think Speed Game just gets good position to the inside. Maybe takes aim with City Gold. City Gold looks like the horse is just going to go right to the front for Lacey Gaudette, 1.5 miles too far down at Great Meadows, but has sprinter-type speed on the turf. I think is going to carry it quite a ways because you got a couple of these horses, a couple of Kirons around. There's a 2 Brickyard Kitten, kind of off form. The 2 return tries haven't been that good. So, I'm sorry, Primetime Man has been scratched to 6. So I'm looking for City Gold to steal away on the front end, but Speed Game should be able to reel him in through the stretch.
All right, so we both have the one on top here. Yeah, Ness is rolling. He has some horses back from Midwest Thoroughbreds. He's rolling on his own. He's using the leading rider, Trevor McCarthy. They're 58% together here at the meet with a big positive ROI. So the 1 Speed Game going to be tough to beat. The 8 comes off the layoff. Stormnet comes off the layoff for the Hall of Famer King T. Leatherbear. Rosario Montanez will ride. Stormnet, a 2-time winner here on the Pimlico turf with a second from 3 starts. So he loves the grass here at Pimlico. Last time we saw him on the Pimlico grass, last May against Starter Allowance Company, a big win that day at 20-1 with a 77 buyer speed figure. So if the Hall of Famer has him ready to go, the 8 Stormnet could be right there.
Got the mile workout underneath of him. He's ready to shoot, right? This horse was scratched, if I'm not mistaken, about a week or so ago. But Stormnet back. I don't foresee him on the front end, but certainly has an affinity for the Pimlico turf course, be able to drop in this shorter field station ground to finish it up. The 7, maybe a little price user as well. Mutual Musgrande. Numbers don't quite stack up on the turf, but had trouble. Those back races on turf without blinkers and major trouble last time out on the main track.
All right, Brickyard Kitten didn't run very well last out. Now 3rd off the layoff today for Kirana. Got a little push this morning on the 3 Smart to a T. This is the horse I had in one of those Stronach 5s I hit last March when the horse won at 9-1. Now a second time back on the turf this year with the Bug Girl Ty Liapustina. Ran okay last out. An okay 4th. Going to have to do a little bit better today. 0 for 3 on the grass, but got a little push this morning on the 3 Smart to a T. Doing well.
Doing well. That's all you can say?
That's all I can say. Doing
he's
well.
going to have to improve a little bit. Ran on the same day as Speed Game, a couple lengths slower when you kind of break it down all the way through. But you're giving the tout, so there you go.
All right, let's turn the page here. Nice maiden special 8 in race 2. You like the early pick 4 today, Keith. You have a ticket. Let's check it out and see how you played it.
Well, Gem Agility to get you started is going to be an awfully short price for Claudio Gonzalez, but I'll also toss in the 8 Gauzy. Go 2 deep in there. 3rd race 2 deep as well with the 5 and the 6. 12 points, I should say, and best at getting better. 4th race 3 deep. 3, 5, and 7. String Green. We've got an up-and-coming rider here, Avery Wiseman.
Sure.
I'll have to check on the correct pronunciation if somebody can get it to us. But 7-pound bug rider, riding well, not scared to save ground either. I like seeing that. 5th race, wrap it up with the 2, 4, and 5. That's a tricky little allowance race for the fillies and mares going long. $18 for your early pick 4.
All right, nice maiden special weight here in the 2nd for 2-year-old fillies going 4.5 furlongs, scratch to 1 to brawl. The 3 Rising Bella and the 4 Paisley Singing. I end up with the 9 on top here. Gem Agility used the 9 in your exacta. We have a video spotlight of this filly's debut. She broke from the 1 hole May 2nd at Laurel. Here's the start.
Yeah, kind of a come-together moment there at the break. The 1 and the 2 came out and bumped pretty soundly, actually, as well. And this horse was a little touch rank through the opening portion of the race. Went right into it, was going to battle every step of the way with Punk Rock Princess, who was coming off of a race, a good debut effort behind a runaway winner. But Gem Agility just not quite good enough. Going to get beat about a half length at the wire. So gained a lot of experience, I should say, off of that debut. Moves outside, a good turn of foot. Certainly the one to beat. Going to be an awfully short price in the 2nd.
Yeah, Claudio with maidens in their 2nd start, 42%. A big positive ROI. We're going from the 1 hole to the outside today. She'll probably have even more in early speed today in her 2nd start. Victor stays aboard. The 9 Judge, I use her on top. I think she's going to be tough to beat. You try to beat her here with the Hugh McMahon filly.
Yeah, I kind of take a little shot here with this firster by Tonalist. Spent a lot of money, $36,000 for this filly back in 18. So 2 2-year-old winners out of the family. One of them was 3 for 3 at 2 and ran awfully fast. Ran upwards, I believe, like a 92, if I'm not mistaken. Made a lot of money. That horse was fact-finding. The other one I didn't run quite as fast, but this mare was good as well. Mare 5 for 24, made $307,000. How about this 1 for 2 at 2? There's early, win early in this breeding here for the 8 Ghazi. taking shot a little bit of a price. She should get 6 or 8 to 1 at least on this one.
All right, and we both like the 7 Evans Chili for Anthony Ferrier. Jevion Toledo will ride. Toledo and Ferrier a solid 22%, and Ferrier's he's scored with his 2-year-olds so far this year. So this filly will probably be well backed at the window here. A 2-year-old daughter of First Samurai gets Lasix in debut.
Yeah, and it's had a good relationship with this owner, James Miller, with the younger horses. Have to blame it on Honey. I think was also owned by Miller. Was 1 for 5 at the age of 2. Another mare was good. Made a lot of money, over 300,000. Probably best runs were on the synthetic surface, but you gotta respect the owner-trainer combination here. Also going to use the 2 capture the late Jeremiah O'Dwyer. Jeremiah O'Dwyer had a nice run here with his 2-year-olds of late. Mare was good, made 150,000. A couple 2-year-old winners in the family. This one could be any kind here. Angel Suarez for Jeremiah O'Dwyer.
All right, it's a nice group of maiden special weight 2-year-old fillies in race 2 to kick off the early pick 4, the multi-race wagers. They were strong all last week here at Pimlico. All right, here's the big feature of the day, race 3 to kick off the big 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. There's the carryover, 198,373. This will be well played. I say they put at least another 100,000. Maybe I'm a low estimate. Maybe they put 300,000 into it today. This will get some attention today. I have a ticket. Let's check it out real quick. A $72 ticket. You need to spend a little bit more with this big of a carryover. Race 3 is where I go for a price. That's a maiden 25 filly mares going a mile. Turf, I go 5 deep with the 1, 2, 4, 6, and the 8. The 2 and the 4 are going to be your favorites. I think the 1, Bonnie Kate, is set up to run a big race at a price. The 6, Trey Ponce for Lynn Ashby in her second start with blinkers on. I think she's live. And the 8, Witch, a filly by Magician for Bernie Houghton. I think she's interesting coming off the layoff at a big price. So I'm 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 here in race 3. Race 4, Beat Nickel going 3/4. I go 4 deep there with the 3, 4, 5, 7. You mentioned the 7 String Bean.
Sure.
I think String Bean is live with the apprentice aboard for owner, trainer, and breeder Robert Gamber, who stables here at Pimlico. And then race 5, an ice allowance race going long on the turf for Affiliate Mares, the 2 Stereo Viewing and the 9 Something Magical, both running second off the layoff. They had a good comeback race, second and third together against Allowance Company. I think the 2 and the 9 are going to be awfully tough in race 5. Race 6, a maiden 10 going long dirt. I'm 3 deep there with the 4, 6, and the 7. They look like the best 3 horses in race 6. My single comes in today's feature of the day. A nice upper level allowance going long on the turf. I single on the 1, Ghost Hunter, a 9-year-old son of Ghost Zapper who's made over 800,000. He just had a big win early May coming off the layoff at Laurel against 3 other than Allowance Company. What?
Fits our stat that we showed earlier too, right? Ness again, winning second off a layoff with the routes. Yeah, perfectly.
Off the win.
Yep.
Now maybe one little red flag. They're dropping this this old timer in for 35,000 today off that big win off the layoff. But Ness, he wants to win a lot of races, so an aggressive move here by Ness with the 9-year-old Ghost Hunter. He looks awfully tough, but looks much the best in race 7. Race 8, a Beaten Nickel going 3/4. I go with the 3 Took Over. It's going to be the favorite, but the 4 High Roller and the 6 Cobb, they look live as well. 3, 4, 6 in the finale. So a $72 ticket. Rainbow Pick 6 starts right here in the 3rd. Maiden 25 filly mares going a mile turf. What are they doing over there? That's great.
Sounds like somebody's getting a root canal or something. I don't know.
Beautiful. All right, here we go. Race 3. I have the 2 on top. Flan with our leading rider, Trevor McCarthy, on this 4-year-old daughter of Flatter for Jay Kent Sweezy. A decent debut late March down there, Tampa against Maiden, 16,000. Didn't break very well, but rallied at 15-1 to get up for a good 3rd. Now gets McCarthy. Should break better today for a good barn. You get McCarthy, ground-saving chip. I think the 2 Flan going to be awfully tough race 3.
Yeah, not really a jump up in class when you break it all down, compare the numbers and everything. Got good experience there. Off of that race at Tampa, the Stamina built up off of that race, ready to come back at the mile. I'm going to go with the 6, Trois Points for Lynn Ashby. big ROI recently if you're betting on the horses from this barn. But 12 points,
Sure.
trouble in debut. You see the short comment, jostled and pinched back at the break. We've got a video spotlight, I believe, of this race,
Yep.
don't we? Yeah, I
Sure,
believe
yeah,
so.
let's hit it. We got it.
Okay.
We got it, yeah. May 3rd
It
at
was
Laurel.
May 3rd at
dropping
Laurel,
from the
going
maiden
5.5. Then Roby, I believe, the favorite, and coming out of the gate, just kind of eliminated, jostled, and pinched back at the break. You're going to see that there, pretty sharp pinch back there at the break. But I tell you, finishes up okay. You're going to pick this horse up maybe in about the 3 or 4 path. A little green, running about 6 right there, but finishes up willingly, closes a couple lengths through the final 1/8 of a mile. The key here is you go back, you look at the breeding. This horse is a half to Vielsom, a horse that stretched out and could go a route of ground, a multiple winner going a route of ground over the turf course. I think my biggest concern, why the little bit of a drop,
Sure.
protected in debut, now right back in for the 25 with this Maryland bred. But we're seeing these Sevilles take to the turf. I think this horse is going to be okay, as well as the 5. Best at getting better. Off of return. Haven't seen this filly since the fall, or 2-year-old, end of her 2-year-old year back in late October on the dirt. Tried to get this horse on the turf. Now we're going to get the turf today. And how about this? First time in for a tag, was protected with the waiver. 6 for 16 is Horacio De Paz over the last couple of years. 38% first time tag. And there's turf in this family. Half to Tizgal, half to Shoe Love Shoe. You might see this horse on the engine in race number 3.
Yeah, I didn't get to the 5 and didn't use that one on my pick 6. The 5 could be dangerous. I like your 6. I don't have the 6 picked, but I did use the 6 draw points on my pick 6 ticket. The Bowmans, they owned and campaigned that mare, Vielsom.
Right.
She was a runner. Lynn Ashby trained Vielsom. So I love the turf breeding here for the 6 straight points. I think that one's live. I overlooked the 5, the 4. The 4 is going to be your favorite here for Lacey. Ran a decent 4th against Maiden 40, sprinting on the turf off the layoff. Now second off the layoff. We stretch out to a mile, but it's the first time she's going around the ground, so a little question mark there. You get a good ride in Joan Rosado on the 4 Indigo Queen.
Improved a little bit. Last time was the first time she had Lasix on the turf. Improved. Denrobia, as you say, was going to be tough to beat in that day, but finished up, stretching out. Yeah, I think this horse is a user. May not be quite as low as 5 to 2. Maybe 5 to 2 or 3. That's about right. Don't love the 4, but I think I've got to use in the exactus.
All right, how about the 1? I like the 1 here. Bonnie Kate, a 4-year-old daughter of Etched. She's had 3 races under her belt. She really hasn't run a bad race. A couple good thirds against Maiden 10 sprinting on the dirt, and they tried sprinting on the turf late April at Laurel. She was 16 to 1. She came with she angled out. I like the comment line there. Angled out and made a bid after having a wide journey. Now we get this good ride in 7-pound apprentice Victor Rosales. He'll get a ground-saving trip on this filly. I think the 1 Bonnie Kate set up for a good race here if she can handle the stretch out to a mile.
Yeah, I've got a little check mark next to that one. Maybe a value play underneath. I'm going to use her in the exactas and tries and supers. But Bonnie Kate, yeah, bred on the bottom side. You see Chester House certainly to take the more ground. I like the 3 sprints. Now let's go ahead and try the mile. That should be a good fit for the 1 Bonnie Kate.
And how about the 8 real quick, Witch, a filly by Magician. She should love the turf here for Bernie Houghton. Now, they threw her to the Wolves in her only turf try last summer as a 2-year-old, coming off her 4.5 debut. They went 2 turns on the turf at Delaware against Maiden Special Weight. No wonder she was 50 to 1 that day. She showed a little life, though. She showed a little speed, and then understandably so, got tired. And then they tried synthetic, and they were just way off course by the end of last year. So they put her away. They gave her the winter off, and now she's coming back fresh and regrouped. You get a good turf rider with Forest Boys.
Absolutely. Never leave Bernie out. He's tough when he comes down here. And look at that little stat. Maiden Special Weight to Maiden claiming. I know this is on the turf. That's probably that fig's probably a lot more conducive to his dirt runners, but still 36% with a positive ROI.
All right, so the 8 Witch could be live at a big price here in race 3. So I think I'm 5 deep in this race, and I didn't use the 5. I think you have to use the 5 probably, so I probably need to go 6 deep here to kick off the pick 6. So I hope you're live after the first leg. That's a tricky leg to kick off the pick 6 with that big carryover today. Race 4 starts the late pick 5. No carryover in that, but as always, industry low, 12% takeout on both your pick 5s here at Pimlico. So late pick 5 starts in the 4th. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,000 filly mares, 3 and up, and everyone 3 life or straight 3-year-old fillies. I go 4 deep in this race with the 3, 4, 5, 7 on my pick 6 ticket. I go with the couple of scratches. The 1 and the 2 were scratched. I had the 2 no refunds on top. So now I end up with the 5, Gateau Saint Honoré on top. Carol Cedeno aboard for Kieran McGee, and this filly just won, a filly by Don Gatto. She just galloped last out early May at Laurel against Nickel, 2 life, and now stays at the $5,000 level, facing 3 life company today. I think with the scratch in my top pick, the 5 looks tough here.
Yeah, she just annihilated that field last time. She was able to kind of stay close. They weren't running that fast early. Just looped and swooped 5 wide and said, see you later. Going to be an awfully short price. All the money's going to come in, I believe, on the 3 and the 5. Leaves us with a little shot on String Bean. We saw Snake Frock win with a sprinter, I think a lower level sprinter coming off the home track, right? But train here and got the money done. String Bean, maybe the same thing. Just toss the turf race, improve speed, 2 back. We've got a live bug rider. I think it's shadow the speed, maybe open up a little bit and then try to hold off Gatto San Honoré. But the road's going to go through the 3. Angelina Star looks like the speed of the speed here in race number 4.
Yeah, 3 is going to be in front, but I'll take a little String Bean action here. Second off, a freshening here for Robert Gamber. He's the breeder, owner, and trainer of this filly by Uncrossing. She got a respectable 47 buyer with that win back in March at Laurel. That puts her right there against this group. And this bug rider, Wisman, he's with 3 for 8 here at Pimlico. So he's had a couple impressive wins. So we both like the 7 String Bean. How about the 4 Tack Up for Laurie Testament? Third off the layoff. She has to do better today. She ran okay off the layoff on the turf, and then no good last out in the slop. And now she takes a drop to the $5,000 level. Maybe at a price can get a piece of it maybe here, third off the bench.
Yeah, she's going to have to run a top, no doubt, to get it done. And her best efforts have been up towards the front. I just don't know if she can keep up with the Jerry Robb horse, with the 3 horse.
All right, so we like the same 4 horses there in race 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. The late pick 4 starts in race 5. That's a nice allowance race going long on our beautiful firm turf course. We'll check it out right after this.
Join us for Jim McKay Maryland Million Day on Saturday, October 19th at Laurel Park. Come with friends and family to Maryland's Day at the Races, a celebration of Maryland's horses and lots of fun for all ages. Enjoy a full day of racing, including on-track entertainment between races. Don't miss the hat contest, 3 categories and wonderful prizes. It'll be fun for all at Laurel Park, Saturday, October 19th. For more information, visit MarylandMillion.com or LaurelPark.com.
All right, welcome back. Let's check out today's late pick 4. Starts in race 5, a nice first level allowance condition. Filly mares 3 and up. We're going a mile and a 16th on the turf here in the 5th race. And I go with the 2 stereo viewing on top here in race 5. Julian Pimentel is going to ride his 4-year-old daughter of Galileo, the world's leading sire. Trez Abbott trains this filly. Here's our picks here for the 5th race. You like the 2 as well. You like the 2 and the 9. I didn't use the 4. We'll get to the 4. Jeff Siegel on XBTV gave that horse out as a best bet of the day. We'll get to the 4 real quick. You like the 2, though. Stereo viewing, a good comeback race late April at Laurel, coming off the layoff. It was her 4-year-old debut. She got in front, turning for home, was wide. A game effort, just got beat a length with a good 72 buyer. Now second off the layoff. Pimentel is going to get a nice ground-saving trip here on the 2 stereo viewing. I like that filly, and also the 9 who's coming out of the same race, Something Magical.
And it looks like Something Magical. Once again, right to the front. Should improve, carry that speed a little bit further this afternoon on this firm turf course. I think she'll like that. Stereo viewing ran quite well. Had trouble early. They walked the dog early, but sprinted home the last quarter of a mile. Big run. Held on gamely. Behind Kaylee. Kaylee was okay. That was that Tim Keefe horse that had trouble coming up from Gulfstream and got the job done with Forest Boys. But I go to the 4, kind of a new face here. Mercia for Graham Motion. Got it done as a 2-year-old in mid-November over in France and was able to do it going long. It gets a decent field over a soft turf course. Now we're coming here. Lasix goes on. Comparative numbers work for me. I think this horse is going to be okay. This is an angle where Motion has succeeded. A couple full siblings have done well on the grass over here. So I like the 4, Marcia.
I guess this is where Marty McGee's angle, time only means something when you're in prison, comes into
Sure,
effect.
151 and 1, probably over an absolute buck.
A little
Yeah.
slow over there, but while the Phillies well bred, they
Mm-hmm.
paid $135,000 for her at Keeneland. Jeff Siegel, he likes her on XBTV.
Yeah.
She attracts the leading rider McCarthy. I went against her all together. She was just she was a 2-year-old last November for that win. Now she's a 3-year-old filly coming off the layoff, facing some older fillies, a 4-year-old Galileo and some well-bred older fillies in here. She could be bred to be a real nice filly. We'll see. And you get McCarthy. I didn't use the 4 at all here. I might get burned on that one. The 9's going to be in front. How about the 3 adult in the room for trainer Kelly Rubley, a 4-year-old filly by the Factor. She's going to entertain the 9 Something Magical. The 3 adult in the room is going to have something to say about the early pace. She had a nice maiden score last summer at Delaware and then a good third against Allowance Company on a yielding turf late October at Laurel. So you get Toledo to ride this filly. The 3 adult in the room, if she's ready to go off the layoff, is going to have something to say here.
Yeah, lightly raced, broke her maiden for 40 at Delaware and didn't embarrass herself at all last fall at Laurel Park against a better field. Ran a big bang-up number. Maybe she's doing even better right now in her 4-year-old debut. So adult in the room, yeah, Barnett's proven with these horses off of a layoff. They can get the distance, so you really don't have to worry about that. But, yeah, Marcia Siegel, he probably did his homework. We caught a horse at Laurel. I think might have been a maiden for motion first time here in North America. Similar time, I think. You dig a little deeper, you can go back and find some of those horses that have come over here and done well. I'm sure he probably found one, keys up, and works in this situation today.
And Grand Motion has another filly in here. Neither one of us pick her, but the 8 Cosmic Love coming off the layoff. A 4-year-old filly. She had a big second against Allowance Company, going 1.25 miles on a yielding turf at Woodbine last October. That's a strong race. Big 77 buyer that day. She's coming off the layoff as well. This is a nice allowance race here to kick off the late pick 4 in race 5.
I think it's a spread race. There's not a whole lot separating these fillies. Maybe this 4 is something special. We're going to find out. But the rest of the group, I think, very, very tough to separate.
All right, let's take a look here. Race 6 to kick off the final pick 3 of the day. Mile in a 16th from the main track. Maiden claiming 10,000 3-year-olds and upward. I go with the 4 on top. Salute Loot for trainer Michael Gorham. This gelding by Midnight Loot. A big second 2 starts ago at this level. Back on April 11th at Laurel. Opened up by 15 on him. Maybe I opened up a little too quick on him that day. And finished an okay second. Ran a decent 51 buyer speed figure that day. Then cut back to 7 furlongs. You would think that'd be a nice move, but it didn't go well at all. Was bumped at the start, steadied early, was wide, and just so had a bad trip late April at Laurel. So I think you throw that race out. He's stretching back out to 2 turns today. He'll be either on the front end, or maybe they tried to get him to rate a little bit. Maybe he can just open up 3 or 4 on him instead of 15. But he catches the right group here. He might just get in front and it'd be all over turning for home.
Yeah, he's going to be entertained, I believe. Even with a clean break, you've got speed to the inside with the 1 Sweet Brother, the 2 Once More A. And I think the 6 Ice Cream Dude with a good break is going to be up with the flow. But I like the way Ice Cream Dude recovered after a slow start last time, was able to rush up in between horses. Still had enough to prompt, get a short lead. Wasn't quite good enough to beat Joey Gotcha for Rodolfo Sanchez-Solomon, but a strong effort despite the early trouble.
All right, so Ice Cream Dude, I have in my exacta Toledo aboard for Farrier. Could be a big day for the Farrier barn. It could be a big day for the Anthony Aguirre barn as well. They have the 7 Castafu. I thought Castafu was a lock last out, beaten favorite at 4-5. Came 4 wide with the Bug Boy. Now gets back to her journeyman rider today with Rosario Montanez. See if we can get Castafu back in good form.
Had every shot to win.
Sure,
had the right kind of pace flow up front. It was contested. It was decent all the way through, and just had dead aim and just wanted to lay in a little bit. That kind of got me off and put him underneath.
All right, the 1 here. We both like the 1 Sweet Brother second time long on the main track. Dropping to maiden 10 for the first time today.
Yeah, first time on the dirt with Lasik, so I think that should move this horse up a little bit. Yeah, I don't think this horse necessarily needs to lead. Correa can just kind of spy the speeds, looking at the breeding, maybe leans a little bit towards sprint, going to have to make an attack move around the turn, and then I think hold off the closers. And I think that's your main closer is going to be the 6 Ice Cream Dude and the 7 Gustafu.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 7, our feature of the day. A nice 2 other than allowance contest. Optional claiming 35,000. 3 rolls and upward. We're going a mile and a 16th on the turf. My best bet of the day, the 1 Ghost Hunter I have on top. You pick him second. We have a video spotlight to show you of Ghost Hunter, the 9-year-old son of Ghost Zapper. Here's to win May 3rd. At Laurel Park, coming off the layoff against 3 other than allowance company. It was his 20th lifetime win and a push to earnings of this well-bred 9-year-old, bred by Adena Springs, over $800,000 now in earnings. Here he comes up the rail, another hard-fought win by Ghost Hunter. So that was very impressive off a long layoff as a 9-year-old. He got an 84 Beyer speed figure. This horse just ran a big second for $200,000 with a 92 Beyer last September at Presque Isle. So he likes the synthetic. I have him on top. He looks much the best on paper. Centeno aboard for our leading trainer, Jamie Ness. I guess the one red flag is off that big win. He was second for $200,000 last September.
Right.
He could go right back in that race in a couple months. You're thinking this year, right? Now we going for the $35,000. So. Maybe they're trying to sell him. Maybe a red flag, but he's running back here in 20 days, so he's probably sitting on another big effort. So I go with the 1 Ghost Hunter on top.
Yeah, he did it without a lot of help. I remember John Jones. I liked John Jones that day. He got to the front, just couldn't quite hold on, forced to pass a decent horse in his own right. But that's the real question mark. Why now in for 35? Because he ran great at the ripe old age of 80. He looks awfully good right now for 9.
Right.
Why don't you hold on to him and try some of those other stakes, especially on the synthetic? But he is the one to beat in race number 7. I go to the 11 Positivist. I think this horse is okay. We've got a video. Let's go to that race. First time on the turf. Last time out April 26th in race 7 at Laurel. A other than condition. It kind of changed tactics. I thought this horse was going to be a horse. Oh, let's go ahead and go to the front. No. Patiently handled by Cintron and got this horse to the outside and closed awfully well through the final 3/16 of a mile. Gets the lead late, goes clear from this field. It's been a strong field. Tempt Me Twice has come back out of there to run a couple big races.
Yep.
I think this horse, they haven't quite hit the bottom here on the turf ability. On Positivist, offers some value here compared to Ghost Hunter.
Yep, trained by the greatest, Clyde the Glide Martin Jr. Doing a nice job with this 4-year-old by Quality Road. So the 11 it's a big test, stepping up to the 2 other than allowance condition today, but he's a homebred for Augustin Stable. He's bred to be a good one, and now just finding his best stride. So I use the 11. The 7 I use in my exacta here. Who's the 7 here? The 7 is Sumi for Grand Motion. Trevor McCarthy will ride a good third last out late April at Laurel against at this 2 other than allowance level. A strong 77 Beyer that day. That was only his second try on the turf. Now it's his 3rd race back off a long layoff. McCarthy stays aboard. I think the 7 Sumi is live here.
Yeah, grinding type wants that extra 16th of a mile. It certainly looks like. I think you're going to have some speed out front with Regal Image. Will be part of the flow along with Tricked Up. Maybe a bomb user too to toss in his Papal Law. This horse runs okay, and he's going to escape at a big price because of the barn. Not really well known, but he hits at a decent percentage. Papal Law can go long. I think the 12 post might take a little starch out of it. I think he's going to be up with the flow. I think he's going to make a move into it, leaving the far turn. He's going to be a factor until deep stretch, I think, in an awfully big price. Give you a thrill here with Panero here at 20-1 morning line. Might come down a little bit with those scratches.
Well, you make it the 10 Brucarito. This horse burned me. I think last July at Laurel when he looked awfully tough to beat and didn't run very well. And then a couple tries at Gulfstream this year. Victor Carrasco aboard for Michael Matz. He had an 0-for-4 campaign last year, the 10 Brucarita.
Yeah, he's going to be well down off of that 22-1 and the 41-1 down at Gulfstream. Doesn't have a lot of speed, maybe a little slightly inflated figs down at Gulfstream. But against this group, he certainly fits. He should be making a charge down the center of the track.
All right, so nice feature of the day there. Race 7 to kick off the late daily double. Race 8 is the finale of the day. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,003 and up. A in 6 months, never won 4. That's the condition. We both have the favorite on top. The 3 took over his 9-5 morning line. Let's show you his last race, April 14th at Laurel Park at this beaten nickel level. Came 3 wide in front, turn of her home with the apprentice rider.
Yeah, a little trouble out of the gate. Bumped around early. You say caught 3 wide pretty much the entire way. A short lead, but couldn't quite hold off. Rocking Cowboy's going to get the better of that one. But I tell you what, took over, clear on first off the claim for the nickel. I mean, he's made a living out of these horses.
Sure.
He keeps them together, runs them right back in the right spot. Dead game to the wires. This time, I think took over is going to be awfully tough again. Maybe he's not quite as fast as Cobb. I don't think he needs to. You saw the dimension. He can go ahead and sit and rate just off of it.
Yeah, he's been training here at Pimlico, his home track. This will be his first try here at Pimlico, where Kieran is based. So, yeah, the 3 looks awfully tough with Gerald Almodovar. The 4 high roller is getting a drop here for trainer Dale Capuano. This 5-year-old, a big win with a 70 buyer speed figure back in April against 16,003 life. And then tried Penn National, 16,004 life. No good up there. Weston Hamilton back aboard today. We're dropping to the nickel.
Yeah.
The 4 high roller could be a factor for Dale.
Yeah, interesting move here, right down to the 5. This horse has run some races on the page that certainly work. And if it's contested up front, he looks like the legitimate closer in the nightcap.
And then the 6 Cobbs also dropping as well. We both have a 3-4-6 on top, and that's all I use here in the pick 6. It looks like a 3-horse race on paper between the 3, 4, and the 6. The 6 Cobb should benefit today from a class relief for John Salzman Jr.
Yeah, it comes down. Keys up against Rocking Cowboy. This, I think, is a little bit tougher fit. He was entered another one. He was entered not too long ago. I don't know if that race was part of when we were canceled or not. But anyhow, Cobb, it's a little tougher than what he was in before. He's going to be up on the pace. Certainly, I think the road could go through him past the 8th ball, but he's going to be, I think, dogged by Took Over. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to quite hold on. So, yeah, it looks like one of these 3. Army Gray would be another one maybe if somebody would come out of the clouds to do it. He's your big price to maybe pull an upset.
All right, so a nice big carryover in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 3. It's over 198,000. Get your tickets ready now. Don't get shut out. Starts in the 3rd race. Today's big Rainbow Pick 6. You can check all of our tickets out online, Pimlico.com, underneath the handicapping section. That's it. Good luck. Dave Rodman coming up next with today's scratches and changes.
Good luck.